Hello folks, today we're going to be talking about Excalibur, but before we get started I would like you to go subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. You can find that on my page. Now let's get started. What is Excalibur? Excalibur is an ancient sword wielded by King Arthur. He got it from the Lady of the Lake after the sword and the stone he wielded broke against the Black Knight. Now I know a lot of people think that the sword and the stone is Excalibur, but it's not. Excalibur and the sword and the stone are two different swords. But I digress. Excalibur is a very ancient sword, and its origins actually date back to Eden, the Kingdom of Eden. I know a lot of people, when they hear Eden, they think of the garden. Well, it's a lot more complicated than that, like most things in life. You see, Excalibur was forged by the Dark Smith for Adam as a gift to show a sign of good friendship, but eventually Adam gave it to his son Seth to use. After Seth had it for a while, and after the collapse of Eden, the sword was lost for millions of years until finally it was recovered by some Fae. The Fae held on to it, and Merlin, the half Fae, I know a lot of people think he's a Cambion, but he's actually half Fae. That's why he tried his best to save them. Anyway, he told the Fae to hold on to it until a boy was worthy of it, and eventually that boy came, and that boy was Arthur. Arthur used it to defend his homeland, fight against the invading Saxons, and save his people. He did all of this because Excalibur is a very powerful and potent weapon. Merlin, once it was in the hands of Arthur, Merlin further upgraded it with his own magics. You see, the sword is capable of many things, and it has many enchantments and abilities. If you focus your intent into the blade and send it towards your enemies, you can send out powerful slash attacks. You can strike it into the ground, and no one will be able to pull it out but you. You can charge it up and send a wave of fear at your enemies, causing them to flee. And it was one of the keys to use the warp stones that are set around the British, Scottish, and Irish Highlands. You see, Merlin devised a teleportation network, which is that was built by the giants, which he used to get all around their territory. That's one of the few keys you can use, because Merlin keyed it into the teleportation hub, allowing Arthur to basically travel wherever he wanted to in that particular territory. The blade is also invulnerable to most forms of destruction, so you can't burn it, you can't break, you can't just like smash it against the ground, you can't drop it into acid. You can't even tell. Throwing it into a volcano wouldn't even work. That's old magic. That's progenitor magic. So any magic you can do now on it wouldn't work. You would need a progenitor to be able to break it. The Dark Smith was a dwarf, so you would need the Dark Smith to break it, or Adam, or Seth, or someone who is a progenitor, because progenitor magic is the only thing that can destroy it. Titan magic could, because Titan magic is Titan magic, but I digress. Excalibur is a symbol of nobility, peace, and tranquility, because Arthur used it to free his people. It can also be representative of the strength of one's family. It can be representative of the strength of one's country, and it has many uses. And Arthur, I believe, was the perfect person to wield it, because it allowed him to save his people, as I've said like 3 times in this video. That's basically it. If you want more history, I can give it to you. But that's basically all I got for this video, so it doesn't end up being too long. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.